Hey, Sean Chandler here with a couple of firsts with this video. This is my very first video game trailer reaction, at least as far as I'm aware of. I don't think I've done one of these before. Second time, it's the first time I've done one live straight to the internet and not pre-recorded it. So there's all kinds of technical things that could go wrong with this. Hopefully I won't botch this whole deal. But we have a new trailer for an Avengers video game that I'm very excited to check out. And so with that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and watch the trailer and you can live see my reaction to this. Hopefully I didn't screw up how I'm doing this because once again, I have never done a live trailer reaction before. So let's see how this goes and we'll begin.
When I was young, I found an orphan wolf cub in the forest behind our farm. I felt if I could instill rules, the proper boundaries, I could harness the raw power.
Voice on top of voice with my voice on top of their voice.
A few months later, while hunting, the innocent cub turned on me. We're fixing the damage the Avengers did all those years ago. Inhumans are sick. I need a power that's dangerous. It's lethal. You are lucky to be alive. Come on, Kamala. Let AIM help you.
I'll take my chances. What if the Avengers were set up? I think you should see for yourself. Could Mr. Stark help us with this?
Hi, I'm sorry. Who are you?
Kamala?
This better be good.
He totally locked Captain in the reactor room and then he tried to dive the Chimera.
Son of a... You completely lost your senses.
What? Where were you while the world went to hell?
This is our fault. All of ours. You really think the world is better without us? Yes. It's always been a problem. Run from who you are, what you are, and you.
This is exactly what Trojan wants!
You struggle against the unstoppable tide of progress, Avengers. Power cannot be controlled. It has to be destroyed. I will rid the Earth of superpowers. Even if it has to end with me.
This is gonna go a whole lot weirder.
There we go. Okay, there you have it. That is the new trailer for the new Avengers game that comes out, I don't know what, in 3 months from now. And that was me watching it for the very first time. And go ahead and tell me what you thought down below in the comment section. If you're watching live, join me in the chat. Throw your thoughts over there in the chat section. If you don't know, I've done some video game stuff before. I did Marvel Ultimate Alliance for the Switch last July. I did the Star Wars game Fallen Order, Fallen Empire, whatever it was, last November. And then, of course, the Uncharted games ranked just a few weeks back. But not a gaming channel. But when they tie into kind of my brand a little bit, I do try and touch on some of this stuff. So what did I think about this particular trailer? First thought, right off the bat, I find it very interesting that they're going deep on more the comic stuff than leaning into more mainstream type things that the general population might be more aware of. So what I mean by that, when they're talking about, you got MODOK in there and, you know, talking about Inhumans, this isn't necessarily the stuff that the general public knows as well, because general public obviously knows the Avengers movies. And they're leaning into, let's not try and rehash the movies. Let's not do Avengers the movie. Let's not do Endgame the video game. Let's kind of tell our own story with a new villain that general public, because I mean, if you're a comic book nerd, I mean, you know what they're talking about, but general public, mass audiences, that's who you have to tap into if you want to sell like enormous numbers of games. And that's what they're hoping to do. So I find it a little bit interesting that they did decide, like, let's go comic booky. Let's tell our own story. And you know, even the first half of the trailer, you're not seeing Tony Stark until halfway through it. You're seeing all this voiceover and Inhumans and all that stuff, and setting up all these other characters rather than the stuff that, once again, general public is more aware of. So that's very interesting to me. I always love stories about fallen heroes. I think there's a lot of fun stuff to be doing with that. So if you're going to do an Avengers one, deciding to lean into all of that and telling a story about them being embarrassed and having to make this, you know, come back through the story of the video game. Normally those types of things resonate with me a little bit more than certain other types of stories. Just inherently, they kind of get my heart beating a little bit. I'm not the biggest when it comes to MODOK like that. That doesn't immediately get me excited for the inherently excited about it. But that's, you know, in the scheme of things, that's not the thing that would necessarily matter the most to me. I wish that they would have made this even a little bit like a minute longer and the other minute be gameplay. This one was, I mean, it says it in the name of the video. It's the story trailer. So it's supposed to set up the story. But we're getting close enough that I want to see more of the game itself. I want to get a better vibe for how the game's going to play. Because I believe the previous trailer, my understanding, as I recall, established the event that caused the Avengers losing their reputation with the general public. Whatever happens in that trailer before, that's the precursor to what we see in this trailer. And so we've seen a little bit of gameplay in that, but I still don't get a good vibe of how the game is going to work exactly. I want something a little bit more to get a vibe for it. And some people in the chat are saying, hey, we did have a gameplay trailer. Like, I know. I watched the previous trailer that we got before. But when we're this close, like, I really want a good taste of what the game will be and get a vibe. And I haven't really gotten that with what they showed before and with the story. I get the idea that the story much more so than I get the vibe for how we're swapping out between people and all that kind of fun stuff. So there you have it. Those are kind of my initial thoughts on checking it out. I've never done one of these trailer reactions live like this before. It's a bit of a different experience and kind of nice to not have to do the whole editing process. But as some people are pointing out, part of my traditions of my channel is doing the clap and the second viewing. So you lose a little bit of that. But at the same time, it's all a new experience because I can like go back and I can scroll through it and just pop it right up on the screen with all this fancy new technology. So maybe I will be changing up how I do reactions in the future, assuming that this video looks good on the YouTubes and everything like that. But anyway, tell me what you thought down below in the comment section about the previous trailers, this trailer, all that fun stuff. Love to hear your take on all of it. Keep talking movies and video games too much. Bye-bye. Actually, someone's saying that there's a new gameplay trailer. So maybe let's see if I can look this up. Maybe we'll have a twofer in here of making this stretch out a little bit longer. I might be watching even more stuff real quick. Where can I find the new gameplay trailer? Let me throw that over to you guys to figure out where. Gameplay interview from 23 minutes ago. That's the other fun part of this is combat gameplay explainer. Oh, there we go. Okay, let's see what happens. Let's go for this.
Once an Avenger is a great example of a hero mission, a single-player campaign experience.
Okay, here we go. This is kind of fun.
Character. Hero missions give us a
Thank you, comment
to
section.
More of each hero's story and showcase the variety and depth of our hero designs. Let's take a quick look at how Thor plays. With the game's combat systems, players can string together combos of heavy and light attacks, or hold for signature attacks. Combat versatility is one of Thor's strengths, from making use of Mjolnir to pin enemies from a distance, or bringing the sky down on his foes. In addition to core combat moves,
this is exactly what I was hoping for.
That give them access to classic moves. This is one of our favorites, manual targeting. We largely drew our influence from writer Jason Aaron's run on the Mighty Thor comic. Manual
This is
targeting
cool.
allows you to quickly mark your
Once again,
enemies
thank you,
with
comment
bullseyes
section, for
with
letting me know
Mjolnir,
about this.
And one by one, you can mark them and knock them down as Mjolnir comes back to you. Follow that up with a powerful ground pound, and you've got a mighty combo. Manual targeting is a great ranged attack, but if up close and personal is more your style, go with the hammer spin or Mjolnir Cyclone.
Heroic
Heroes have
moves.
3 special heroic moves: Assault, Ultimate, and Support. When designing our heroics, we started with the signature moves from the comics and movies that we've always wanted to play. The Assault Heroic charges the fastest, and in some cases, you can store multiple charges to use strategically as a part of your combos. You can perform these after charging your heroic meters with normal attacks. For instance, Natasha's Assault Heroic is Widow's Bite, which is an electroshock projectile move you might recognize. You can see Nat using it right here. Each hero also has a unique support heroic that's designed to enhance co-op and team play. For example, Thor's support, Warrior's Fury, lets him...
I'm saying right now, just watching this is getting me so pumped for this. This is what I wanted to see. This is exactly the stuff that'll get me pumped for this game.
This in action when Iron Man gets the buff as he flies through Thor's support. Ultimates take longer to charge, but they're definitely worth the wait. They have more screen clearing power, and some even have residual effects, like Thor's Bifrost Ultimate. Thor's Ultimate Heroic channels the power of the 9 realms, and his Bifrost taps into Muspelheim to bypass unbreakable shields, allowing Thor to use the power of the Bifrost Bridge to do maximum damage. We know everyone plays differently, so we have melee, ranged, aerial, and ground combat skills to tailor your hero to your playstyle. As your heroes earn experience, they gain access to new skills. Skill points allow you to unlock new moves, combos, and even new versions of attacks. As you build up your heroes, you begin to see how unlocking and mastering the separate core skills offers a ton of depth and variety on its own for every hero.
That would be my criticism, Marvel Ultimate Alliance. You have like one set of powers, and that's it, period.
Any kind of later game progression. So why is all of this important? Because it means your Thor will play differently than my Thor, and my Hulk will play different than yours. Another way to customize your heroes is with gear. We've previously talked about the different rarities and how perks will give you powerful modifiers for even more customization. Some perks apply special damage like plasma or gamma, or cause status effects like shrink, which will shrink enemies and reduce damage and defense. You can see Iron Man using gamma gear in this shot, and eagle-eyed fans probably noticed his laser sweep was green instead of red. Nope, that wasn't a bug. When you have gamma gear equipped, it grants a bonus damage modifier and changes the emissive color of your attack. And voila, green lasers.
Whoops. Did I do that? Whoops. I guess I didn't catch the end of it. Anyway, there we have it. That is the gameplay trailer for it. I was already excited for this. I wanted to see like a proper, current, like Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 is like a, top-down button masher. It's fun for a button masher, but it's also a very old style of game. Like this 3D is like the sort of thing I've been waiting, amped to finally get for the Avengers. Seemed like you would have put this game out while we were in peak Avengers mode with Infinity War and Endgame. Didn't happen, but we're getting it now. And the trailer's like, oh, that's kind of cool. When it was the story mode, then luckily the chat told me that we were also going to get gameplay one. That is what I wanted to see right there. That was it. I can't wait to play this game. Absolutely, I'll be reviewing it. I'll like set aside a few days, whatever this comes out, and I'll just lock in and hammer through it as quick as I can. So anyway, I'm glad that I was paying attention to the chat. I almost ended this thing a little bit too early, and you guys saved me from doing that. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts down below, and keep talking movies and video games and the Avengers too much. I literally had my finger on the end broadcast button before. Didn't do it, but this time I will.